Hello friends, welcome to Scout Education. In today's video lesson, we will discuss about class 6 science lesson, light, shadows and reflections. To make it easy, we have divided the whole chapter in 6 parts. Let us discuss them one by one. First is, what is light? Light is a form of energy. What does light do? Light helps us to see objects. By combining these two sentences, we can say that light is a form of energy that helps us to see objects. Second is classification of objects. By keeping light in our mind, we can classify objects in two ways. First, whether they give out light or not. According to this classification, objects are of two types. First, luminous objects and second, non-luminous objects. Let us discuss them one by one. Luminous objects are those objects that give out their own light. For example, the sun and a bulb are luminous objects. Non-luminous objects are those objects that do not have their own light. Examples are a chair, a table. It is important to note that moon is also a non-luminous object because moon has not its own light. It shines due to light of sun. By using our knowledge of luminous and non-luminous objects, let us now discuss that how do we see non-luminous objects or how do we see objects. To see a non-luminous object, we need a source of light. When light from any source travels toward a non-luminous object, then it travels and enters in our eye. Then we can see the non-luminous objects. It means we can say that to see a non-luminous object, we need a source of light. This was the first classification of objects. The second classification is based on whether objects allow the passage of light through them or not. According to this classification, objects are of three types: transparent objects, opaque objects, and translucent objects. Transparent objects are those objects that allow the complete passage of light through them. For example, air and glass or window pane. An important characteristic of transparent objects is that we can see clearly through them. Opaque objects are those objects that do not allow the passage of light through them. Examples are notebook and wooden board. An important characteristic of opaque objects is that we cannot see through opaque objects. Translucent objects are those objects that allow a part of light to pass through them. For example, trace paper. An important characteristic of transparent objects is that we can see but not clearly through them. This was the second classification of objects. Let us now discuss what are shadows. To understand it, take a source of light and an opaque object. When light travels toward an opaque object, then a dark region is formed behind this object. This dark region is called shadow of the object. The color of shadow of an object is always black. Let us discuss some more things about shadow. Requirements for a shadow. To obtain the shadow of an object, we need three things. Three things are necessary to obtain the shadow of an object. First is a source of light. Second is an opaque object. And third is a screen. The screen is just a surface on which shadow appears. Generally, when we are in sunshine, ground or walls of buildings act as a screen for shadow. Our next point of discussion is a pinhole camera. A pinhole camera is just an arrangement of two boxes. One box has a pinhole on one of its face and the opposite face is open, and second box has a square translucent screen on one of its face and opposite end is open. The size of boxes is such that one box can easily slide in other box. What is the use of pinhole camera? To understand it, let us see the inner view of pinhole camera by opening two of its faces. This is the inner view of a pinhole camera. If we place an object in front of a pinhole camera, the image of the object is formed on the screen of the pinhole camera. So we can say that a pinhole camera is used to get images of objects. It is also clear that a pinhole camera makes the images of object which are small in size. Mean we can say that the image formed by the pinhole camera is small in size and also it is upside down, mean image is inverted. Our next point to discuss is mirrors and reflections. Mirror. First, what is mirror? A mirror is a shining surface that can change the direction of most of light falling on it. What are reflections? If we place an object in front of mirror, then what we see inside the mirror is called reflection of object. It is also called image of object. This was our today's lesson. Let us recap what we have discussed. We have discussed what is light, then classification of objects, two different classification. First, they give out light or not. They allow the passage of light through them or not. Third, how do we see objects? Fourth, what are shadows, a pinhole camera, and mirrors and reflections. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching this video.